Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for those born in the year of the dog. 94 is one that springs to mind, so 94, 82, 70. I think later than that you're probably too young to be watching the reading. Now, being a general reading rules apply. Timing is hardly absolute. I'm publishing this for June 2020. But it's useful if it's useful when you're led to it. Now, this is a new style of reading, doing the Chinese zodiac for me. This is the first month that I've done it. I intend to carry on, although I have been doing some Western and Chinese combination readings. I've done 6 of them so far, so 138 to go. I think I've done a dog or two. I've done Aries dog, I know that. But if you want to see a Taurus or a Capricorn or a Sagittarius dog, comment down below. And while you're commenting down below, press the like and subscribe button. They really do help. So, being a general reading, like I say, general reading rules apply, timing's not absolute. If somebody else appears in the reading, roles can get reversed because the cards don't come with name tags. I can think I'm talking about one of you and I'm talking about the other one of you. Now, to carry on with the housekeeping, down there is a link to your own birth chart, which is highly irrelevant in this reading, but also a link to the Facebook page for this channel, where obviously I post these videos, I post the astrology videos that I monitor, learn from, whatever you want to call it, other readers and the odd documentary as well, so it's well worth having a look. But more importantly, there's an inbox there as well, so you can contact me for a personal reading if you want. Also, there's a Twitter handle down there as well. Your next readings, I've already done the Western Zodiac, and the link to the playlist for that is down there. Your next readings will be the full moon, then the Moon Conjunct Galactic Center, or as I call them, Lunar Galactic Downloads, because I just love that name. Following that, there will be the Mars Conjunct Neptune readings. So, yep, stay tuned to the channel. So click subscribe and the notifications bell, and or join the Facebook group page. I think that's everything. I think that's all my waffle. So I'll bring up the cards already. Now, it looks to me, Dog, that you've come hurtling out of a time of illusion. It's a time where you felt like you'd made great accomplishments, that you'd seen some challenge, you'd seen some face some personal milestone, some personal event, but it's left you with the realization that what you've been left with, you're not that happy. You know, you're not, it's not that you weren't happy doing it, you were happy doing it, but the aftermath of it all is going, yeah, this isn't what I want for my life anymore. I want something different. I want to change something. It's time for me to level up. I suppose I should talk you through the tarot decks that I'm using. So I'll switch cameras again. I don't know what these are called. They're called my Massive Tarot. These are the in-between tarot, which are literally the spaces in between each of the tarot cards of the deck. So this is the 6 to the 7 of coins. This is the 7 to the 8 of cups. Rider-Waite, which is a double deck because my brain doesn't deal with reversals. So I've got one deck dignified, one deck reversed, all mixed together. And then Tarot the New Vision, these ones. Now they are basically the Rider-Waite card, but turned round. So you're looking from the back. You're looking from where the viewer would normally be looking. That's the Temperance Angel, for example. So we're seeing what's in front of the Temperance Angel, and we are stood behind it. So it's almost, I feel like you've decided that it is time to build, and it's time to call an end to something that has been bothering you for a while, to really put the nail in the coffin of something, because you know that you are going to have to cut something out. Now, this is something that you don't feel particularly great about, but you're more than halfway there as it is. And for what you want to accomplish for yourself, cutting this last thing out will give you the clarity that you are requiring. There is a danger here. I mean, this is spurred on by a recognition of yourself and your own value after going through this. I'm really getting the sense of an initiation with this moon card. I've got obviously the levels of mysticism that you can get, and the lies and illusions, and it's this character is coming out from between the two towers, but he's obviously been out to them and is now returning to his loyal dog and loyal wolf, which is quite interesting. So maybe somebody else around you has been through a trial, and you're like going, right, well, you've been through your trial and now I'm not that happy. But your intuition is going to lead you the right way to go forward. We've got the High Priestess clarified by the Strength card, which is also appearing here. You are being given, or you have the strength to cut that last thing out and to strive ahead for the new beginning that you know you're going to have to work for. But it's about time, because I feel that here with this 3 to 4 of coins, now that talks about slavery to the system, but I also want to take into the concept of your work has been recognized. Be very, very careful that it is not co-opted by somebody when you are actually looking to work with somebody and not work for somebody. It's got to be an actual union. It's got to be something that is led literally by the angels for your own good, as well as the good of whoever is wanting to support you. These 3 cards also fell out. Now, 8 to the 9 of Swords, which is said about the calm before the storm. Now, this Centurion here, to me, he doesn't look too bothered about where he is right now. It's almost like, this is my duty to face this, and I will face this. I don't feel that those ropes will keep him bound for that long. You know, but he knows that there's some some storm coming, some confrontation coming. Now the 10 to the Ace of Swords, because they take 8 loops, you know, so 10 goes back to the Ace, and the King goes back to the Page. Now this is deciding what to do next, having brought an end to some form of torment, to some form of thing that was really aggravating you, you know, for want of a better word. And right now, what do I do next? And the 2 to the 3 of Wands is actually putting that into action. Let me just double check that, because I've just had a brain fart. Furthering the dream. Yeah, that's the phrase that they used. I want to say that this dream is something that you have been working towards for a long time, or at least with this moon card you thought you was working towards it, and you've suddenly realized, hang on a minute, this dream is not going to take me to the right place if I stay on the path that I'm on. You need to listen to the inner urgings of your heart and literally look at the details of the situation. Details card out of the Enchanted Map. But here, I trust the messages I receive from my heart. Now, with the details, if there's something that you feel is wrong or disharmonious to you, or needs attention, give it that attention. Because I feel like you're wanting to come into a role of being more loving. This is the loving man, so it can indicate, say in a love reading, that a nice partner's turning up, someone who does care, you know. But I'm rather feeling like this is what you are stepping into after your trial through the 2 towers and finding the 2 polarities that you've been having to work with, and all the illusions and all the nonsense, and with the risk of somebody taking advantage of you if you are not careful. You know that it is the time to act, which I get from the Lovers card, which is a choice, as well as the balancing the polarities in the union. With the Temperance card, I always think that the angel within the Lovers card is the Temperance angel. You need to pay attention to all the small details and right the little wrongs. Never mind the big picture to start off with. One step at a time. That's what I might call the reading, one step at a time. Right the little wrongs. Sort out the tiny things, because there is a storm coming, which I believe you are creating as you've come into the knowledge of your own worth and your own, not power, strength. As you're coming into your own strength, you're coming into your own skills, you are leveling up, and you require the recognition to level up. You do not want to be required to protect yourself by being subordinate to another. It is time to strike out. You need to balance the needs of, if this is a work reading, for example, yeah, you need to balance the needs of your boss with your needs, but you need to be quite adamant about getting your needs. And again, could well be you're about to go into business for yourself if this is a work reading. Seems a little bit more than that. It seems a bit more sort of how you are going to tackle maybe an approach to life, but it may also be just within one specific situation. Now, but there is a storm coming in this. As I say, we've got the Tower card here, which fell out towards the end. So it's not part of the reading, but it is part of the reading, just like these three cards. Furthering the dream means that you are creating this Tower moment for something. And what tells me this is the hexagram. We've got hexagram 16. Which is fire above fire, I think. No, thunder. Oh, thunder above earth. Oh, I got that wrong, didn't I? Fire above fire was the last one. Thunder above earth. Effective leaders do not seek to shape opinions or change minds, but rather they rouse popular sentiment into real action. Like rolling thunder, music can open a mystical gateway to emotions that draw people together with a united heart. The people then rise in enthusiasm for a cause, an undertaking, or even a war. So it's almost like you are giving yourself a call to action. Now there's another good title. Giving yourself a cause to action. You may well be taking somebody else along with you. So it could even be this boss figure or this person who's wanting to rule you, that you get to turn around and say, no, let's do it this way. Follow me. And that would be very poetic. And I hope that that would be what they would react to. But I want to read out of the Celestial Dragon I Ching. This is called The Hammer, Thunder Upon the Earth. The hammer strikes the anvil, causing sparks to fly and shaping that which was previously thought unshapeable. So do you see what I mean about the whole, after going through the illusion, you are putting the end to something, possibly putting something out, as uncomfortable as, cutting something out, sorry, as uncomfortable as that feels, and bringing that Tower moment in, because you are unifying these two polarities that you passed through this moon, once you've cleared away all the illusion. And to be honest, an element of the... Now, what's the word for hocus pocus nonsense? So I don't mean the magic of the situation. I mean all the waffle and description and interpretations and baggage that magic has accumulated over the years. It means this, it means that, it means... No, listen to your heart. You know what it means. The funeral dirge hums as the wise man gathers his resources and prepares to set forth to enact his will. Anything that is solid will be shaped under the pressure of the hammer, but be aware that upon things such as water, the feminine, and wind, the formless, the hammer will have no effect. So you are changing what you have the power to change, which I think is, again, quite beautiful and quite poetic. And I do feel that whoever this person is that thinks they can stand in authority over you, you're just going, no, you can't. Follow me. I know where to go now. I know the right way. I am listening to my heart. Now let's see, verse 56 from the Tao Te Ching. It's the card that I pulled. Right, okay. The value of Tao. One who knows does not speak. One who speaks does not know. He closes his mouth, seals his ears. He subdues his sharpness, releases his worries. He blends himself with the light. He becomes one with the dust. This is what is called mysterious identity. Therefore, he regards things out of his reach as dear. He regards things out of his reach as distant. He perceives unreachable things with harm. He perceives unreachable things with value. He perceives unreachable things with humbleness. This is why he values everything under heaven. Now, the way that verse is structured, there's two people there that suddenly become the same person as you work your way through the verse. That which is unreachable is all of a sudden not so unreachable. Now, that's a long title, but that'd do as well. Yeah, unreachable, not so much. So the idea is you're coming into a position of more responsibility, exhibiting your strength, which is allowing you to love more, but you pay attention to the details as each realization comes up. Because that 7 to the 8 of Cups is a moment of realization, and it's prior to the 8 of Cups. So it's that moment of realization of, hang on a minute, I'm not sure I want this. I'm not sure I need this anymore, is another interpretation. But it is right above 10 of Cups reversed, clarified by the 8 of Swords. And this is an 8 of Swords which I see as very traditionally. You may know if you watch my readings, I like the 8 of Swords often. Not this one. This is your bog standard 8 of Swords anxiety. Let yourself go. Stop stressing about what is supposed to be making you happy and find the strength to find the things that do make you happy. So, 6 to the 7 of Coins was recognition, sigh of relief. So it's almost like that point where you realise, I'm not happy here. I don't need this anymore. Hey, I don't need this anymore. I can move on. And that's where you start to decide what to do next and further your own dream. Again, by listening to your heart. So, if this means anything to you, dog, please do comment down below, because it's always good to receive the feedback and to know I'm not just chatting nonsense to a camera and my laptop. So, as I say, your next readings, full moon, Moon conjunct Galactic Center, Mars conjunct Neptune. We've got another Jupiter and Pluto conjunction coming up towards the end of the month. And your Western Zodiac, you'll find the playlist down there. Okay, I hope to hear from you and see you soon. Cheers.